Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like up. Bold and the beautiful spoilers have Taylor Hayes emerging from Ridge Forrester's bedroom, wearing only his shirt, as she saunters down the stairs, slamming Brooke Logan with a visual shocker on the CBS soap. At the same time, Brooke looks both sick and angry. The Logan matriarch had just shared a bed with this man the day before. So, up until then, Brooke and Ridge considered themselves a couple no one could tear apart. But here comes Taylor silently gloating with her risque attire and tousled hair. Bold and the Beautiful didn't script a walk of shame for Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Instead, when Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, caught her after a romp with Ridge Forrester. Despite Taylor denying she had any thoughts of going after Ridge, the Bold and Beautiful fans think that's exactly what she did anyway. This week, Brooke calls out to Ridge for him to open the door at Eric Forrester's John the Cook mansion. This is where he is staying after leaving Brooke Logan, but Brooke's calls go unanswered as he is busy with Taylor Hayes in the bedroom. When she finally gets into Eric's house, we see Taylor make herself known to Brooke with a horrendous visual slam. Taylor walks down the stairs directly from Ridge's bedroom as Brooke attempts to talk to him in the living room. There is no mistaking the message Taylor is sending. She is clad in nothing else but what looks like an oversized shirt, possibly belonging to Ridge Forrester. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for next week have Brooke Logan attempting to explain her plan to reverse the Forrester Creations takeover. But the preview clip has Ridge not buying it. Ridge Forrester doesn't see how Brooke could put a knife in his back by accepting the CEO position and then say she did it all for him. His anger in the preview clip is over the top. While these two are in the heat of an argument, Taylor emerges in the photo above. So while B&B fans know that Ridge jumped the gun by bedding down Taylor, he doesn't. But he likely won't realize that he opened a can of worms this time around, leaving him no way out. Bold and the Beautiful will play this triangle out. But one thing is different this time. As time goes by on B&B, Ridge will likely want to return to Brooke Logan. But this time, he may find that he can't. That's because her claws are sharper than ever as she clings to the dressmaker. She has a safety net, her diagnosis. So, it may prove impossible for him to leave Taylor Hayes. She came back to Lay with a fatal diagnosis of heart failure. Once she saw the specialist in Lay, she learned it was broken heart syndrome that she suffers from. So, with Ridge's help, she is on the road to recovery. But this could pose a huge problem if he decides Brooke Logan is his destiny again. No one would forgive him if he caused Taylor's health to decline by breaking her heart, as he'd done before. If he tries to let Taylor Hayes go, he likely finds himself riddled with guilt. So, despite knowing he belongs with Brooke Logan, Taylor's diagnosis could work against him as the biggest roadblock yet. Plus, he could never weather the wrath of his children. That's especially the case with Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood. If he caused a decline in her mother's health, his daughter would never forgive him. So, Ridge Forrester likely didn't think that far ahead before bedding down Taylor Hayes. This time, there is likely no going back without possible fatal consequences for Taylor Hayes on the CBS soap. In the sunlit haven of the Forrester mansion, the air bristled with an uneasy calm. It was the kind of stillness that hinted at the storm brewing just beyond the horizon. Brooke Logan stepped into the house, her stilettos echoing against the polished floors, her determined gaze scanning the room. She had arrived unannounced, fueled by an unshakable intuition that something was amiss. Brooke wasn't wrong. Through the slightly ajar door to the living room, Brooke caught a glimpse of something that made her heart stop. There, standing by the roaring fireplace, was Taylor Hayes, draped in nothing but Ridge Forrester's crisp white shirt. Her hair was slightly tousled, and her expression was serene, as though she had finally found her place in the world. Brooke's breath hitched, her mind racing as 1,000 questions fought for dominance. Was this what Ridge had been hiding? The tangled web of love, betrayal, and shifting alliances that defined Brooke, Taylor, and Ridge's relationships had reached yet another critical juncture. Ridge, ever the enigma, had been growing increasingly distant from Brooke in recent weeks. There had been hushed phone calls, unexplained absences, and an uncharacteristic vagueness in his explanations. Brooke, seasoned in the art of Forrester drama, knew better than to ignore her instincts. Taylor, on the other hand, had been enjoying a quiet resurgence. After years of heartbreak and self-reflection, she had chosen to focus on herself and her children. But Ridge's recent overtures had been impossible to ignore. A shared history, old wounds, and lingering affection had drawn them together like moths to a flame. The door creaked open as Brooke stepped inside, her presence breaking the intimate moment between Taylor and the comforting warmth of the fire. Taylor turned, her eyes widening in surprise before narrowing in defiance. "Brooke," she said, her voice steady despite the obvious tension. "What are you doing here?" Brooke's gaze darted from Taylor to the shirt she wore, Ridge's shirt. The implication was unmistakable. "I could ask you the same thing," Brooke retorted, her voice laced with anger and incredulity. "But I think the answer is staring me right in the face." Taylor's lips twitched in a faint smirk, a gesture that infuriated Brooke even more. "You're jumping to conclusions as usual," Taylor replied, crossing her arms. The movement caused the oversized shirt to shift slightly, revealing more than Brooke cared to see. "Don't play coy with me, Taylor," Brooke snapped. "Where is Ridge, or should I say, where has he been?" Taylor's smirk faded, replaced by a flicker of vulnerability. She sighed, stepping away from the fire and toward Brooke. "Ridge isn't here right now," she admitted, "but this isn't what you think it is." Brooke's laugh was sharp and humorless. "Oh really? Because it looks like you've been playing house in my husband's shirt." Taylor's eyes hardened. "He's not your husband, Brooke. Not anymore." The words hit Brooke like a physical blow. She staggered slightly, her mind reeling. "What are you talking about?" Before Taylor could respond, the sound of a car door slamming outside signaled Ridge's arrival. Moments later, he walked into the room, his expression a mix of surprise and resignation when he saw the two women. "What's going on here?" Ridge asked, his gaze shifting between Brooke's fury and Taylor's calm resolve. "That's what I'd like to know," Brooke said, her voice trembling with emotion. "Ridge, why is Taylor wearing your shirt? And don't you dare lie to me." Ridge sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Brooke, I didn't want you to find out this way." "Find out what?" Brooke demanded. Ridge hesitated, his silence speaking volumes. Finally, he said, "Taylor and I have been spending time together. It's complicated, but—" "Complicated," Brooke interrupted, her voice rising. "You're my husband, Ridge, or have you forgotten that little detail?" Taylor stepped forward, her voice firm but not unkind. "Brooke, Ridge isn't trying to hurt you. This isn't about revenge or spite. It's about finding what feels right." Brooke turned on Taylor, her eyes blazing. "Don't you dare try to justify this. You've always been waiting for your chance, haven't you? Just waiting for the moment to swoop in and steal Ridge away." "This isn't about stealing," Taylor replied evenly. "It's about love. Something you've never understood when it comes to Ridge." The confrontation escalated, each woman laying bare years of grievances and unspoken truths. Ridge stood helplessly in the middle, a man torn between two loves, each representing a different part of his life. As the argument reached a fever pitch, Brooke's voice broke. "After everything we've been through, Ridge, after all the promises we made to each other, how could you do this to us?" Ridge's eyes softened, and for a moment, he looked like the man Brooke had fallen in love with so many years ago. "I never wanted to hurt you, Logan. But somewhere along the way, we lost each other. And Taylor, she's been there for me in ways I didn't even realize I needed." The words were a dagger to Brooke's heart. She turned on her heel, her tears threatening to spill over as she stormed out of the room. "This isn't over," she called over her shoulder. "Not by a long shot." Taylor watched Brooke leave, her own emotions a storm beneath her calm exterior. She turned to Ridge, searching his face for reassurance. "Did we do the right thing?" she asked softly. Ridge pulled her into an embrace, his chin resting on the top of her head. "The right thing isn't always easy, Taylor, but this feels right to me." Outside, Brooke sat in her car, her hands gripping the steering wheel as she struggled to compose herself. Her mind was already racing with plans. And so, the stage was set for yet another chapter in the never-ending saga of love, betrayal, and redemption that defined the lives of Brooke Logan, Taylor Hayes, and Ridge Forrester. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.